morning and welcome to ABC in the Morning live on ABC News GH with me, ABENA MANTE. It's a pleasure to come your way this very fine Thursday morning, the 18th of December 2025. Today's Thursday, 18th December. When you calculate another week, when is Christmas? A week from today is Christmas Day, and I'm sure by now your children are home for the Christmas holidays, and they're telling you Christmas is coming and what are they getting and this and that. Well, all of us are excited about Christmas. Christmas is a time for family. It's a time for sharing love. It's a time for taking it easy and enjoying ourselves. And so I hope that you've started preparing yourself adequately to spend some very quality time with your family, your friends, and your loved ones. Thank you so much for joining me here today on ABC in the Morning. I'll remind you what I always do every day: to keep hope and faith alive and not to relent in your pursuit of happiness. Continue to keep your head up because you will be able to achieve all of your goals. Do not give up, do not despair. I told you some time ago that you could be looking at the pessimistic, looking through the pessimistic glasses, but I would choose that you would count your blessings, because if you took time to take account of how the year has gone, you'd find some good in it, and that alone is enough to stand on and be hopeful for more. Hope is a very important commodity. Faith is also a very important one, and you don't want to lose out on those at all. Continue to have hope every morning. When you open your eyes and you're able to get out to go about your day, it means that there's another opportunity to become better than you were the day before. And so continue to have hope and faith. We have so much for you today on ABC in the Morning. We'll look at unpaid salaries for teachers. Teachers are always in the news. They have issues that they need to be taken care of. They work and then they've not received their staff IDs that if it expires, then they do not know what next is there for them. They talk about unpaid salaries. We'll look at all of that today on ABC in the Morning. We'll bring you Community Watch, which you do not want to miss out on that at all. We'll take a look at the Boko situation on our main discussion. Yesterday, we had a conversation with the Kusau People's Congress where they said that, well, what Otumfuo 82 presented as a report to the President, John Dramani Mahama, is what they were already expecting. The fact that it's already in the Constitution, by law, there's laid down rules or there laid down principles. They do not know why certain elements sought to overturn those. And after that conversation, some few hours later, at around midday, we saw a letter, press release circulating, where the Nairi says that he does not agree to the report. Concerns have been raised on that matter. That really, should we be negotiating at this point? If the Constitution has set something in motion, or the laws have set something in motion, then we may as well go about, or we may as well uphold the law, because nobody is above it. These are the concerns. But looking at how volatile or sensitive the situation is, how is government going to deal with the matter? Seeing as government has also accepted the reports that the Asantehene Otumfuo 82 II has presented to them. We'll look at all of that today on ABC in the Morning. Ghana is sending some military troops to go and help in rebuilding. You remember that a few months ago, Jamaica were hit by a very strong natural disaster. We are sending in some troops to help in rebuilding the areas that were affected, and we're giving them some reliefs. Concerns have been raised, but also the question is, should we be the only one receiving all the time and not also giving? And we'll try and find an understanding to this matter, seeing as the minority has raised concerns about government's move in that regard. We'll bring you the sports segment. Yesterday was Sports World, where they gave us a very comprehensive preview ahead of the AFCON that begins this weekend. The AFCON that Ghana is not participating in. It's this week that I've really felt the pain of losing out on the AFCON, because would have enjoyed some really, really good games as a people. But yeah, we'll be expecting the sports team. They'll bring us the latest in the world of sports, so that we appreciate what to look forward to. Also open the phone lines where you can call us and share your thoughts with us. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. I look forward to hearing from you. And finally, we bring you Happy Hour, where you can share your best wishes to your friends and loved ones. All you have to do is to get into our DMs, send us a message, send us a picture of the person, and we'll do what to celebrate them on your behalf. They're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, ABC News GH. So if you're leaving home, you can still catch the show there. Our website, www.abcnewsgh.com, and our socials at abcnewsgh_. This is ABC in the Morning. Right after this break, we begin with our front story. Stay with us.
Mommy, who is going to do my wedding jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Gino jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so cool. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino jollof is made with a perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. You're still watching ABC in the Morning live on ABC News GH. This morning on our front story, we take a look at teachers and their plight. Newly posted teachers who were posted in December 2024 are bemoaning the unpaid 11-month salaries owed them. They say that out of 12 months of working, they have only been paid 1 month's salaries. Their excuse or the reason they were given was that many of them did not have staff IDs, and so that was very difficult to streamline the process. Now they say that they have received their staff IDs, however 11-month salaries remain unpaid, yet they make it to school every day to teach your words, to teach my words, to teach our words. But how will a teacher be strengthened, be motivated to enter into the classroom to give their best when they have no food on their table, they have no water to drink, they are struggling to make ends meet? Let's have some conversation with the teachers. Zorano Eugene Sechofia is the national organizer for the university graduate teachers. He joins us so that we can have some understanding to this matter. Good morning, Eugene. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, my sister, and a very good morning to your cherished listeners.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Eugene, is it indeed that you are owed? Well, Eugene, if you can hear me clearly, kindly turn on your camera so that we can also see you. All right. We understand that you are owed some 11-month salaries. Is that indeed the case, Eugene?
All right, so I want to make a quick correction in your introduction and then lay the foundation for what has happened in our situation as well.
Okay, let's hear you. Eugene, if you can hear me, we are listening, and kindly turn on your camera so that we can also see you.
All right, so I was having an intermittent challenge.
Okay.
I want to make some few corrections about your introduction. We were duly recruited on 8th of November.
Hello? Well, Eugene, just a moment. We seem to be having some challenges with you. Hello?
We've worked for 11.
Hello, Eugene.
Now, without salary or staff IDs. In the case of some of... Hello, please, can you hear me?
We lost you when you started giving us the overview. You say that you were duly recruited on the 8th of November. Is that it?
Yes, so we all received our appointments dated 8th November 2024.
Okay.
And not December 2024, rather. That is the correction I want to make.
Well noted.
And we've worked for over a year now. In the case of Ghana Education Service, you would have to start working for some months before you are issued staff IDs. And my group worked from that December 2024, because when you are recruited, it takes about a month before your process begins for you to start working. So in December, we started working, and then somewhere February, we were revoked by the new directives from the Ghana Education Service and Chief of Staff. We struggled with it to date, and then today, in September 30th, we did our last demonstration where Cabinet had no option than to issue a clearance for us to be paid our salaries. And as we speak, I have over 400 to 500 of my colleagues who have not received their staff IDs. In the case of some of my colleagues who have received only 1 month's salary, and then who have also received only November and December salary as we speak, and have not been given the rest of our arrears. We have demanded to know what is the status of our situation. Ghana Education Service has nothing to tell us. The last time I asked, about a month ago, the public relation officer for Ghana Education Service came on Joy News to speak, saying that all arrears owed teachers, especially our group, will be paid in the month of December. And just on the 16th, 17th of December, we've started receiving our salaries, and as I speak, we have only received 1 month's salary with our continuous professional development allowance and that of data allowance, without our arrears of 11 months, 13 months, or 15 months respectively, depending on which group you belong to, just as I said earlier. Thank you.
The Ghana Education Service give reasons for which your allowances are coming in, but your arrears, your salary arrears have been withheld.
All right, so Ghana Education Service, together with Controller, explained that it was due to a technical hinge that prevented them from being able to give us our allowances for the month of November, and we duly at least respected that from their end, hoping that that technical hitch will not prevent our arrears being paid into our respective accounts. But as we speak, we have only received our arrears. We've only received our 1 month salary for the month of December, and they have received our CPD allowance and data allowance, of which nothing is forthcoming. Just yesterday, I engaged the HR, Human Resource Department, the head, which is Madam Angela Ampofo, on WhatsApp, and she also has nothing to say as far as the non-payment of our arrears is concerned. She said she would engage Controller and get back to me. Okay. But I've made her aware that my members can no longer hold their breath again. But we would want to hit the street if they do not come out as soon as possible to tell us something reasonable and tangible to cool our hearts down. We are owing rent. We've lived in our rooms for over a year, and our landlords are chasing us out of the rooms. This 1 month salary paid us is a peanut. We are being paid just 3,000 Ghana cedis in a month. And that cannot be anywhere equitable to pay our rent, our debt that we are owing, our loans that we have borrowed to be able to earn our living for the past 1 year. If Ghana Education do not come out to tell us something immediately, we would have no option than to hit the streets.
For the past 11 months, 12 months, if I will, you've been showing up in school, you've been showing up in the classroom and teaching all of the students, I take it.
So, per the Code of Conduct of Ghana Education Service, should a teacher vacate his post for 21 days, that teacher ceases not to be a teacher in the Ghana Education Service again. So for the past 12 months, 13 months, we have duly been at post, and even this morning, I can confirm that my colleagues and myself are at post and working, serving the country Ghana without being given our arrears to be able to pay our debtors.
Some of your colleagues say they've not received their staff allowance. I'm on Facebook, and on the stream, one of your colleagues says that he says, "Good morning. Please let's not forget that not everyone has received their staff IDs. We still have some of the teachers still fighting for their staff IDs." How long does it take for a teacher to get a staff ID ideally?
All right. So ideally, because of the bureaucratic nature of Ghana Education Service, it should take you 3 months when you assume duty at post. So let's assume we started in December. At least maximum by February, we should have received our staff IDs and start receiving our salaries. But looking at the change of government, that has delayed our processes. I must confirm unequivocally that during our discussions with the Director General, Professor Davis, he made our leadership aware that generation of staff IDs can just take a day or two once there is clearance to pay us. We took his words, and in fact, from October when the clearance came, up to date, some of my colleagues, over 400 of them to 500, have still not received their staff IDs. Now, to shock you the most, I don't stand against any form of recruitment as far as Ghana Education Service is concerned. They are allowed to do recruitment at the back door. But I want Ghana Education Service to understand that it is my toil, it is my money that I borrowed to demonstrate on the street, to pick it, that gave that clearance for us to be paid. Why would they prioritize others, claiming that some of my colleagues had fake documentation as far as the appointment were issued in the previous years? No problem, take them off. But what is happening to the one currently at post who was given that clearance to be paid? Ghana Education Service, as we speak, I'm saying on authority that if they are claiming I'm lying, they should come out and I'll provide my evidence. They have issued appointments to new recruited people on the 11th of December 2025. And those people, as we speak, have received their staff IDs at the expense of my colleagues, over 400 of them. And Ghana Education Service has nothing to tell us. The last time we tried engaging them, they called the divisional police commander at the ministry to come and arrest us. We are saying that this time, if they want to try something and they don't release our staff IDs, we will be willing to go into the police custody, even if it means that they take our lives at the expense of our livelihood. Ghana Education Service must come and tell us something now, because we've waited so long. My colleagues are ready at any time to hit the street if Ghana Education Service do not do the needful for us. We are demanding that before they go on to the 2nd of this December, they should come and tell us something as far as the release of our staff IDs publicly to us before they go for their Christmas. If not, they will not return back to celebrate the new year at the expense of we not receiving our staff IDs and salary.
Eugene, we understand some of your colleagues have been paid all their salaries. Is that the case?
None of my colleagues have been paid their salaries or their arrears as we speak.
So all of the recruited teachers from November have not been paid all their salaries?
So for those from the colleges of education, so they were about 12,000, and 6,000 as at somewhere this year, April, May, received all their salaries and arrears. For
the 13 months. The 13 months.
The colleges started last year September. They started working last year September.
Okay.
But before April, May, about 6,000 of them had received their staff IDs and salaries. So it was left with about 6,000 of them that joined with the university graduates as well. So their number adding up to us, we the 6,000 that are left currently from May up to now have not received any arrears, with the exception of 1 month salary for November and December as well.
You say that the Ghana Education Service is not forthcoming, although the Director General tells you that it takes only 1 day to issue your staff IDs. What is the gap for which you are not able to all come to one consensus? Your salaries are not coming. You say they are not really speaking up, or or they are not helping you in that case? Where's the issue coming from? Because you mentioned earlier that Ghana Education Service said there were some issues with documentation. Is it that you were not briefed better to know the kind of documents to bring?
All right, so I appreciate your question. So I want to start from the fact that there was a technical committee that was formed by Ghana Education Service, of which I happen to be a member. That committee was engaging both the director, the HR, and other stakeholders of Ghana Education Service, even to the extent that we meet the minister. And then that committee was dissolved by the public relations officer based on the fact that they were not meeting our demands. The last press conference we did was, and some few days before that was when the PRO dissolved that committee. So as far as we engaging them now, there's no channel of our engagement with them. That committee was the best medium for us. As we speak, I have the contact of the public relations officer. You would never call him, he would answer your call. You will know what's happening, he will respond to your messages. When you call the HR, he will never answer your call. When you call director's personal secretary, he would also not even allow you to see director. Just last week, Tuesday, we engaged with the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, who is the Minister of Education. We laid all our grievances, our concerns known to him, that we've been only paid our 1 month salary, which was in the month of November. Some of our colleagues have also not received their staff IDs as we speak. He requested for our data. We provided our data to him. He instructed Ghana Education Service to, as a matter of agency, work on our documents for us. As we speak, GES have released new staff IDs, and it was only going to the people they issued new appointments to in the month of December, in the month of November 2025, of which our members have been neglected. When we go there to ask them that what documents have delayed our processes, just let us know. Before the release of staff ID, I requested from Ghana Education that I want to be part of the people who are working on the documentation for generation of our staff ID, so that if any of my members do not have any of the documents, I can quickly call the person, take that document, and then bring it to you so that I can work on the person's document generation. They told me that that is not my responsibility, so they'll work on it. And as we speak, they have not given us our documents. Some of the regional directors are also not being helpful to us, especially in Ashanti region. The regional directors and even the Greater Accra regional HRs are also not helping us. Our IPPD coordinators are also sitting aloof and not helping us. Not talking about them alone, not NAGAT and CCT, they have deducted our dues for the month of November and December, but they are staying aloof because of political gain that they want to gain from this government. I am asking them that if they really prioritize teachers as teacher unions, then they should also come and speak up in our situation.
You say that the PRO for the Ghana Education Service is not forthcoming. Are you talking about Daniel Fenny?
Yes, I have Daniel Fenny's number.
And he's the one. He's the one you've been calling.
I WhatsApp him. Yeah, I WhatsApp him yesterday. He never responds to my messages. He will give you a blue tick. You WhatsApp the HR, he will give you a blue tick. He will not even respond.
And so you are at your wit's end.
The street, good. So that is why we'll take our destiny into our own hands and then hit the street, and they'll begin to say all manner of things against us, because communicating to us is very important. Telling us something is very important. The PRO said they only communicate with us on their social media handles. And as we speak, that's anything as to why we have not received any of our arrears from the month of November till now. When we picketed or we tried demanding for answers that they wanted to arrest us, that was what necessitated him to go to Joy News to speak on it that will be paid in the month of December, and yes, we've not been paid. What is preventing him to come out with a letter again this time around? What is preventing the PRO from issuing a communique on his Facebook handle to tell us why we have not been paid as we speak today? We are demanding that they tell us something before 22nd of December, and they should also release our staff IDs to us. If not, they will not return back from Christmas for us to celebrate the New Year together. When
you say if not, they will not return back from Christmas for you to celebrate, is that a threat?
No, it isn't a threat, but I'm making them understand that we will make the office uncomfortable for them, because the New Year should have been celebrated very nice. But when they return, we would make the office unbearable for them.
By unbearable, you will be picketing there every day?
We would sleep there for days, for months, for weeks, if our staff IDs and arrears are not given to us.
But the last time you said that they called the police on you, and so do you want?
Yes. When they called the police, I walked to the commander and I told her to arrest me. I'm willing to go into the police custody. And the commander could not arrest me. The commander said we should make our concerns known to her. She will speak to them and get back to us. And then they promised the commander that by Wednesday, which was last 2 weeks, we were going to hear from them. And exactly today too, we've not heard anything from Ghana Education Service. I don't know what is preventing them from just picking up a phone and then telling us something respectfully. Because we are in the classroom because they are there. They are also there because we are also there. We, the teachers, are also there because the children are also there. So the three of us as stakeholders are very essential as far as the drive of education is very concerned. So we are asking them to also prioritize with the teachers as important to them.
We have been trying to reach Daniel Veni. We wanted him to be on this conversation so that he could hear your concerns. Unfortunately, we too have not been able to establish contact with him since we tried reaching him yesterday, knowing that we're going to have conversations with you today. And so we will continue to knock on the doors of the Ghana Education Service so that we can have some clarity for you. Your issue or your situation is very worrying. It's stressful. You mentioned the Ashanti Regional Directorate not helping you. You've mentioned Greater Accra Directorate and HR not helping you. Is it that the teachers are concentrated just within the Ashanti region and the Greater Accra region?
So I just mentioned that too. Even when you go to the northern region as we speak, some of my colleagues have not even received their regional posting letters as we speak. The minister have instructed them to give them the original posting letters for them to start working. They have refused to do that. When you go to Bunu region too, they've asked them to also do the same thing for our colleagues over there. They have refused doing it. So it is not that it is only Greater Accra and Ashanti, but other regions also we are having challenges with them. At least the HR in Greater Accra have been able to engage me extensively and have explained to me that he has been able to do his part and he has shown me all the documents that he has played this role. But the other regions, I will not even allow you to even see what they are doing and what they are not doing. As we speak, I have evidence of the fact that new letters were issued and those people have received their staff IDs and are receiving their December salary already at the expense of some who have worked for 1 year. Minister, before we conclude, I also want to let the ministry understand that if they are claiming that they are not owing any of us our arrears, then I can boldly send my payslip to them for them to check on it, whether the arrears have reflected in my account. In the month of November, I received only 3,700 as my salary for the month of November without any arrears. For the month of December, I also received 6,300 as my salary and that of the data allowance and CPD without the arrears. But it appeared on our respective PVs without we getting our monies hitting our account. Controller has nothing to tell us. GS is also not telling us anything. When we asked controller, the controller said they know it will be paid, but they don't know as to when. Who is telling us something? Nobody is willing to tell us anything. Now that we belong to the unions are also failing us. The unions have deducted our dues from our salaries. The shocking part is before it even hits your account, the union dues have already been deducted.
Let me ask you, did the unions deduct only the month's dues or they deducted the dues even in arrears?
So, for instance, if my 10-month salary should come to my account today, the 10-month dues will be deducted for NAT. Okay. I'm a NAT member. Okay. So once, before the controller even pays the money into my account, he has deducted the dues for them. And I'm beginning to ask myself, so if you know that money will be deducted for you, what stops you from speaking for that teacher? But then it is just that membership of these unions becomes automatic and compulsory for us to join. That is why you have no option than to join any of them. Okay. But if we should be given the chance from the offset not to join any of them, about 6,000 of us would not have joined any of them. And as we speak, some of my members have removed these unions from their pay slips. And some of us are yet to do it because we will leave all the unions and we will put our destiny into our own hands and not belong to any union.
You belong to NAT?
Yes, I belong to NAT and I'm a dues-paying member.
Yeah, dues-paying member. Well, this is also quite shocking that your leadership is not speaking for you. You have approached them for them to weigh in on the matter, haven't you?
So from the beginning, when our appointments were revoked by the change of government, NAT, NAGRAT, and PRETAG showed no concern about our situation. They never intervened in our situation. They always tell us they will engage and then get back to us. We were thinking that as a teacher union who, for instance, NAT, Article 5 of their constitution, I stand to be corrected, says that they will prioritize the welfare of all teachers. That clause alone in NAT constitution implies that once the person is a teacher in the classroom, that clause in their constitution binds them to fight for us, but NAT refused. When we were paid our November salary, when we went to their NAT office to petition them that, oh, we've received only 1 month's salary without our arrears, NAT, come in and speak for us. At their headquarters, they refused accepting our petition, claiming that we should take the petition back to our region, back to our district region, and then it reached them at the headquarters, forgetting the fact that it's a group that we do not belong to only one region. Does it mean that we have to send a petition to every region for them to bring it to them? At
your own union, your own welfare union told you to return to the region.
I'm telling you, this is what NAT told us, that we should return our petition to their district before it gets to their region, before it gets to their headquarters. That shows that NAT is even not willing to even be of help to us.
This is quite surprising and worrying, especially as you mentioned that it is even within your constitution that they are supposed to uphold your welfare. And so for teachers, how are you able to be in the right frame to teach students? I mean, when your salaries are not coming, you are shaken. There's no motivation. How are you able to go every day to go and teach?
Once I commute every day to school on transport, I pick a car every day to work. And in the midst of this 1 year of working or 11 months of working without salary or without any form of motivation, I still had to manage ways and then get to school. Shockingly enough, or to surprise you, when I have class at 8 a.m. and you don't arrive before 8 a.m., you may be given a query letter to go and explain at the regional office why you couldn't come to work early.
Oh, we're speaking with Zoranu Eugene Setufia, the national organizer for the university graduate teachers. We seem to have lost him there, and we'll be able to establish contact with him. Yes, Eugene is back. Hello, Eugene. You were making a point about having to go to the region to explain why you were late if you couldn't make it to school early. Eugene, can you hear me?
Yes, please come again.
You were explaining the processes you would have to go through if, as a teacher, you were late to school.
Yeah, I was explaining that should it even occur that I do not even come to work early as a teacher, you may even be given a query letter to go and explain at the regional office as to why you were not even at work early. Or should it happen that I couldn't even come to work at all without even stating any reason, I would have to go to the regional office with a query letter and go and explain to the regional director why I couldn't come to work. But forgetting the fact that that teacher also needs his daily bread to be able to survive in the classroom. We are asking Ghana Education Service that if they want quality education from our learners, it is time for them to invest heavily in the teacher. We are three stakeholders as far as education is concerned: the learner, the teacher, and then the service. The three of us must work hand in hand. They cannot be at the head office there, make policies and decisions, forgetting that we are the implementers of these policies. Currently, as we speak, we are expected as teachers to go to the classroom with a laptop, a functionable laptop to go and teach. Now, where do I get money to buy a laptop? If I do not have, my SIAs will come to the school and be querying me as to why I do not have a laptop to teach in the classroom. As we speak, I do not have one. How do we get some to teach? Some of my colleagues who have not received their staff IDs, some regional directors are telling them that they should forgo their post and then stop the work and go home. Working for over a year, what is a human rights abuse on the side of us as citizens of this country? We are living in our own country and we are being treated.
Oh. Well, Eugene, thank you. We understand your frustration. We really understand your plight. We hope that this issue will be sorted out for you very much soon. We will reach out to the ministry and continue hitting on the doors of GES, as they are the institution that are mandated to look at your matter. And we'll speak with them, hear their side, and hope that your arrears are paid very soon. Eugene, thank you so much for your time.
I'll really be glad if they can also come in person in the studio. I would also be there for us to discuss as far as our issues are concerned. On any other day, you would give me the chance.
Well noted, Eugene. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you too.
Zoranu Eugene Setufia is the national organizer for university graduate teachers. The teachers have been working for over 12 months. Only 1 month's salary has been paid. The arrears have yet to be paid. In the Christmas season, you don't want to think about how they will be dealing with this issue at the festive season. Some of them will have to send money back home for their families and all. No monies. They have loans to pay. They talk about their landlords and landladies being on their necks, but they are not receiving any concrete information from their mother bodies, from the GES, and all relevant stakeholders. We hope this issue was sorted out soon enough for these teachers who are stranded. But that's all for Front Story this morning on ABC in the Morning. After this break, we will bring you more on the show. Stay with us.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, let me see what. Where this guy? My friend, see the phone.
It's the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telecel Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to obtain and start winning in the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, uno ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh no abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the Talking Points. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Markion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC, as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Welcome back. You're still watching ABC in the Morning. It's time for community watch, and again we take you to the Ashaiman Underbridge at J. Kojo Road, which is a source of worry to commuters. Let's take a look. Well, the Ashaiman at J. Kojo Road, my colleague Khadija Isifu went there to file this report. There are those who commute, who use the road for commute every day, those who sell along the road, drivers who also use the road as their routes for making their daily sales. But they say that the amounts they charge for using the road is not enough to fix their cars after they use the road, and so they'll need to go for servicing every time they are done using the road, and they lose their money. Those who sell say that they have lost a lot of customers because the customers say that we can't come all the way, use this road to come and buy from you at the expense of our cars, and so we'll find other markets to buy from. Those who sell again talk about how they have been affected by some health issues because of the deplorable state of the road, the dust that they inhale every day. Workers, so many people are complaining about the road. Let's take a look.
Welcome to another episode of Community Watch on ABC News Ghana Television. I am Khadija Isifu. Today, we turn our lenses on the Sun City Ajay-Kojo stretch from the Ashaiman Bridge in the Tema West Municipal Assembly. Join us as we hear from commuters, commercial drivers and Okada riders as they uncover their urgent needs that has to be addressed by the authorities. Beneath the Ashaiman Underbridge lies a road with a long and troubled history. A stretch that connects thousands of commuters from Ashaiman and from the Ashaiman Underbridge to Ajay-Kojo. Yet one that has remained a daily struggle for residents and motorists for decades. Despite promises made by authorities to fix the road, it continues to be a source of frustration, with previous construction efforts being short-lived. When it rains, the road disappears under murky water. When it dries, clouds of dust rise like smoke, choking commuters. Drivers and traders say each day they risk their health. While some of the drivers and commercial motor riders complained of joint pains because of the bumpy nature of the road, some of the traders complained about respiratory illness due to the dust they inhale daily.
Oh, hi, and the brain. Even so, we say me driver crampo na miss pass na the car ni say ma make shop no na dia. Even yeah pomudin kra na high because ye gina high we hu cars na twam no the dust brain. Dust ni so ekoyemu so e ma yare. Se mpanifo ni nti omi tumi ha so mpanifo so tete ha e bia ye to eduro ye honam dia ye timi kasabio obia sore a no se ni sisi ni body nti eduro dia pharmacy fo no kura sisi a omo ho wo beto eduro kura na o sese ade wo ye okada na nti yesra abai on hwe so na
mi ko du fia ntimi bo se meyi frames sa na miti mi manu so mi pont ntemuti ni omo ane wa ha be wanu muso muti na makoto edramu nti mu boye bre wa ha
guys had even last almost 2 weeks in the krampo no intimi nya adwuma me bamba daka musa ko futuru no ekumye intimi nya adwuma intimi daka musa me no kasisi afi na ma ba se mba ba ye adwuma kakra.
Always headache because the dust it have been affecting us a lot.
My yare baby, me ba ha na nye say na me voice there, e na nye say na me kasa. Sisi afutro na wura ye musa, ya toto nro sa ya bre. Ama yare ukwa check up ya si typhoid. Eni yarewa baby, futro ni de ha ye. Ekuye. Nanso ye ni baby konti ama ya timi, ye da ho tim futro ni.
Enu kranya mi eni, ufa we ya ubedi abe ye wo ya. Ubedi abe ye because yes bang see ya. Will be there, but mostly your waist and your back pains no there or your spinal cord there. Mostly no, or no the most affected part within a motor so now far from so and no idea at the affect here.
You know scan na o da go to edru. This guy na go to edru. They go o di coffee kula e bi kan because e kwanu ye ejima so ba.
Beyond the inconvenience, the economic toll is heavy. Frequent breakdowns mean high maintenance costs. Drivers and Okada riders shared how they spend more time at mechanic shops than on the road. And as family heads with responsibilities, many say they are sometimes forced to increase their fares just to keep up with the rising maintenance costs and still support their household.
We go shop in there, a channel outside go shop. Oh, we go shop in there, we shops best say at all the times. Can I ever near their go shop? Nti ama ahunchire kura e wo fie. Opie anapa e bedwuma, ontimi yi chop money. Chop money na wo be yi no, o feel like me moto no kura anye. Nti me diska we eje afia.
Enen ya me no kese me ba ye kura me shaft akutu e kwan no so because of okwan nti. Nti wo fa load kakra bi a niam kakra bi a de esa wo gi be 20 series no. Esa wo gi nipa no more than that. Esa no mo so mo complain because ya onimse ade no enso sabat wo su fi so kwan be ha unti wo charge more than that. Yes, so na esa nke ba no.
From Aha to Santo e kwan na nye enti sometimes kwa ska bi ense wo gi nipa na osene wo kurapo wo fa wo kurapo na se wo gi enti sa na enti saban to bet me aba abehwe na wa ye aman de a because yesu ye ka aba ye pa ye ka market hu na market no e koso
ana kwan na ye kwan na nye ama ya bre o to ma se nkrampo a endru wan ya na ma se source nyina access
ye kwan no tanu nye nti ese ye machines no pass no boy di this bobi wo betuma dia boy dia.
I go mechanic shop 2 times because of the route is no good too. They give me waist pains.
Breakdowns are constant, accidents are frequent, and for many drivers and Okada riders, their livelihoods continue to slip away with every pothole.
Pia kwani nye mami ndoji se ansa na oba for hono na kaswa aso every afa hono mu nti saa no emeya accident wa ha ye de bia ye ni trotro drivers ye ku e wa ha se accident de tasipa even enira ya accident ase ha enam saa kwanu nye no nti
this speed is an omu bedu ha se omu refi se aha no e rough road enra pra ka kitikiti accident se wa ha se nti odu ha obechi break na ni refi no na obe hu anaka na te free last year say microphone bebre wu ha se.
You be going, you see somebody in front of you, you want to dodge. Maybe somebody is on your back coming. That time you realize they come and crash you.
The economy of this corridor continues to suffer. From food vendors to shop owners, business operators say the poor road condition is slowly crushing their survival as customers avoid the area and sales decline.
A customer came here to buy. Because of the dust, it have been worrying them, so they have to move to other place to buy. So it have been worrying us.
Private car for ya omo ba ha be di dwama no na nse omo si ye kwan nye nti omo ma abiem. Omo twem a either so omo kotem na so omo kwa akra. Enti no ye de ye ni tutu ye na ye hu se aban foforo beba no ye de ye rehye no mu se bia nka oba obeba be boa ye no abaye kwan na amaye.
Ha dream bebre ebi wa obi person di wa o si dust na mini na akasa so enye hwe nti obi open no we di wa obi on pen no si chichiri mam na me mfa nko nti ya ha asitrani de ede
nso ni tona se ekwan ni ye pachapacha de ankofo mba nti da de edwa no eya ekofom edwa no kofom.
Day after day, the suffering deepens. Commuters stranded, cars breaking down, drivers losing money, vendors losing customers. And as the dust blinds and the mud traps, one message echoes across the Sun City Ejoikojo stretch. Authorities must act now before this road becomes a full-blown disaster.
Problem kasepa ya kwan no, kwan ne de. So the
road there, they have to come and do it fast because always we are paying tax. So they have to come and do it fast.
nyankopon ye adum na ekwan ne emra so ekwan ne ba so na ye yi a ya yeti kwan no so no enye ye pe si yeti kwan no megidi se mo ye kwan ne wi a ye be pe dabra ma ye ne enso yakɔhye ho ne aton ade no cars be ba bebra beto ade ama ye yenso ye mpa ibo ne se kwan no be ya ama ye
there were problems bebre because of ekwan no yes repani for so mo mra mehwe bibi ye ma ye
ka che mo se amu ye mo no be ye kwan ma ye because kwan ekunye pa ya juma ya tuminda ndi yesira mo be ye kwan ma ye
no dey no krepa se on bet me abeye ma dey be boy papa because das no krapo no ekunye krapo che body once matter dey finse emu keke na me ko yi wo store ema obi ko farm obi once say atale ya fi ayeti se maybe me adwuma bia fita na pa besu by this time but say ye das na ekwan ni das na enti aban ni dey yesro omo so omo hwe no omo ye ma enuti na eto aba ma omo
bet ma asra aban ni say ya pa acho on hwe sa akwa na ema ye na ye adwuma no nso Oma on hwe ya dwuma nso emaye na bibia betima yeso ye betima anya kakra nso adi e betima anya kakra nso emaye papa no ye maame nso
that so construct the roof for us
adisade ni adisade driver fu nyina ye waje kojo kanewu anytime west ye dey stress e srempinfo any road minister any ye honorable James enu ye nyina ye ka bom e ya adwen ba kotoma no tema west drivers nti ye sre no so ombo modin ya se de bo hye no no e di hye ya yeso ye gina so to abaman no onfa sa bo hye na no mbo an okwan ni so na ye sa de a ye bre because ya adwen posan ka ye be ko demonstration asi kwan ye nya adwuma but ye hwa se de driver passenger so be kire omunti no ye ni na to na ye so ye nam so ye adwuma ye sre na ni die mu a road minister ene honorable James enu onka bi maye na mbo an ewo kwan ni so. In
the end, the Sun City Ajayi-Kojo stretch is more than a bad road. It is a daily test of resilience, health, and survival. But the people have spoken. Their message is clear. Their plea is urgent. Fix this road. Has become synonymous to the Sun City Ajayi-Kojo stretch in the Tema West Municipal Assembly. And as we wrap up on today's episode of Community Watch, the people of Sun City and Ajayi-Kojo are saying that until this road is fixed, the ride on the stretch remains a reminder of unfulfilled promises. Your community could be next. Keep watching Community Watch on ABC News Ghana Television. I am Khadija Isi.
Delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper, and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yen na da da da. So pa mediane no abe. Come on, Gino, do your magic. And papa no kunu abe fi.
Jan tasty magic.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
welcome back from our community watch. On this issue about the Ajay Kojo Ashaiman Under Bridge Road, we understand that the contractor is resuming work. He's coming back on site. And so we'll be taking a look at the place. We'll be keeping an eye out to see when the road is fully finished, so that commuters, those who use the road, can also breathe a sigh of relief. We'll keep monitoring and bringing you updates. If you also want us to come to your community, get in touch with us. Call us on 0539161609, and we'll come and report on what is happening within your community on our community watch here on ABC News GH. We'll take a break. When we return, we begin the conversations on our main discussion. Don't go anywhere.
Without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the talking point. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. On our main discussion today, we will look at the Boko situation, a very important aspect of our lives as a people, because what happens in any part of the country affects all of us. 2 days ago, 2482, the second, the Asante presented his mediation report to President John Dramani Mahama. Otunfo from the onset said that this was not an arbitration, it was a mediation, seeking the thoughts of two parties and finding the way forward. Following the presentation of the report, the presidency issued a statement endorsing the report that the Otunfo Mediation Committee had presented. I'll read the statement to you, and then after that, we'll have some more conversations. This is the statement. Government of Ghana official statement on the Boko conflict mediation report is dated Wednesday, December 17, 2025. the government of the Republic of Ghana received, carefully reviewed and deliberated upon the Boko conflict mediation reports, into brackets the mediation reports presented by His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, Asante Hene, on 16th December 2025. In keeping with its unwavering commitment to peace, constitutional order, the rule of law, and national cohesion, the government hereby formally states its position on the findings and recommendations of the mediation report as follows. Endorsement of the mediation report and its recommendations. 1. The government fully endorses and accepts all the findings and recommendations contained in the mediation report. The report constitutes a comprehensive, fact-based and forward-looking roadmap aimed exclusively at achieving lasting peace, reconciliation and stability in Boko and its surrounding areas. It is not intended to apportion blame or confer victory on any party. 2. In particular, the government affirms the unequivocal position of the law as consistently upheld by the Supreme Court of Ghana that Naba Asigri Abugagu Azoka II is the lawful Boko Naba, and that no individual or group is permitted under any circumstances to contest this authority or legitimacy, his authority or legitimacy. 3. Government accepts the recommendation that Alhaji Seidu Abagri, who was installed as a rival claimant to the Boko chieftaincy, be recalled to Nalerigu by the overlord of Mamprugu, the Nairi, to assume an alternative traditional role with the necessary facilitation and support of the state. 4. Pursuant to the recommendation by His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the government will immediately facilitate the safe environment of Alhaji Seidu Abagri to Nalerigu, where he shall remain available to receive the directives of the Nairi. 5. Government further respectfully requests His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II to continue to lend his distinguished leadership and moral authority to subsequent reconciliation efforts aimed at restoring enduring peace and harmonious coexistence between the Mamprusi and Kusasi communities. Socioeconomic recovery and development of Boko. 6. Government acknowledges that the protracted conflict has resulted in grave human, social, and economic losses, significantly undermining livelihoods, social cohesion, and development prospects in Boko and its environs. 7. Insecurity over the years has severely constrained public investment and stalled critical infrastructure development. In response, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama has directed the Minister for Finance to establish a 1 billion Ghana cedi Boko Revitalization Fund. 8. The fund, which shall be disbursed over a 3-year period between 2026 and 2028, will be dedicated to the reconstruction and development of priority infrastructure, including roads, healthcare, education, dam, and irrigation facilities for all year-round agriculture, security installations, and economic and commercial facilities to restore Boko to its historic position as a significant economic and trading hub in northern Ghana. 9. The fund shall be managed by a high-level committee chaired by the Minister for Finance, Honorable Kesiel Atuba-Forson, who also serves as Acting Minister for Defense. Other members of the committee are the Upper East Regional Minister, Honorable Donatus Akambugri, and the Majority Leader and Leader of Government's Business, Honorable Mahama Yariga, Member of Parliament for the Boko Central Constituency, who will represent MPs from the area. Call for national support and reconciliation. 10. Government calls on all traditional authorities, political leaders, youth groups, civil society organizations, religious bodies, development partners, and the broader citizenry to support the peace building and reconciliation process in the spirit of unity, restraint, and patriotism. 11. Government reiterates the admonition of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II that there are no winners and no losers in the process. His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama, urges all parties to accept and faithfully abide by the conclusions and recommendations of the mediation report in the supreme interest of peace and national stability. 12. Government expresses its profound gratitude to His Majesty Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II, the Nairi Nabohagu Abdullahi Mahama Sheriga II, the Boku Naba Asigri Abugragu Azoka II, and all individuals, institutions, and stakeholders whose goodwill, cooperation, and commitment contributed to the success of this historic mediation process. And this is signed Felix Kwachio Fosu, spokesperson to the President and Minister, Government Communication. This is what government says. It has accepted the report from Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. However, yesterday we chanced upon a statement coming from the office from the Mamprugu Traditional Council and signed by Tugungma Nairi Na Bohugu Mahami Abdullahi Sheriga, that is the Nairi, the king of Mamprugu, about this mediation report. I would also read that to you for you to appreciate it. For immediate release, and this is dated 17th December 2025, Wednesday. Bako Chieftaincy dispute. Nairi formally rejects purported mediation report and any attempt at government enforcement of the so-called recommendations. Very strong words. I, the Nairi, overlord of Mamprugu, wish to inform and unequivocally distance the office of the Nairi and the people of Mamprugu from the so-called mediation report presented by Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II in respect of the Bako Chieftaincy dispute. I have taken note with profound disappointment and grave concern the presentation described as a report and recommendations by Otumfuo to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, on 16th December 2025. I must state clearly and without reservation that the so-called reports and recommendations does not reflect my engagement with Otumfuo nor those of my duly constituted mediation team. I therefore formally reject the reports and recommendations in its entirety for the following reasons. 1. The purported reports and recommendations in question do not constitute a valid mediation, and any attempt to present it as binding or to seek government enforcement is legally untenable, procedurally flawed, and constitutionally impermissible. 2. Otumfuo expressly described his role as that of a mediator and not an arbitrator. Notwithstanding this, the documents purport to pass judgment and to describe measures for enforcement act wholly inconsistent with the nature, limits, and essence of mediation. 3. Despite repeated and formal requests by my mediation team, no terms of reference were ever provided to govern the mediation process, contrary to the expectations that both the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the current president, John Dramani Mahama, would have clearly indicated what these terms of reference were. 4. I am compelled to ask what manner of mediation permits a mediator to unilaterally reach determinations and call for their enforcement without first affording the parties an opportunity to be heard on the reasonings, views, or proposals underpinning such determinations. 5. At no point were the parties invited to engage with, comment on, or respond to the conclusions said to have been reached if any deliberations occurred. They were conducted entirely without the knowledge, participation, or consent of Mamprugu. 6. A mediation report, properly so called, must faithfully reflect the positions advanced by the parties, identify areas of agreement and disagreement, and record any consensual outcomes achieved through facilitated dialogue. 7. It cannot lawfully or legitimately substitute the mediator's personal opinions, recommendations, or decisions for the negotiated positions of the parties. 8. To do so is to abandon mediation and to assume an adjudicative role for which no jurisdiction exists. 9. The recommendations contained in the report therefore amount to a unilateral determination imposed without due process in clear violation of the odi alteram partem principle and the foundational rules of natural justice. 10. For these reasons, the recommendations are procedurally flawed, legally unsustainable, and wholly unacceptable to me and the entire Mampugu people, both within and beyond the borders of Ghana. 11. I am further constrained to ask whether the established principles of mediation have now been altered to permit a mediator to ground recommendations on selective reliance on committee reports and court decisions rather than on the promised traditional consultative and facilitative approach. 12. The report is replete with factual inaccuracies, personal assertions attributed to the mediator, and the manifest imbalance in favor of one party's narrative, while almost omitting Mampugu's case. 13. For the avoidance of doubt, it is entirely false to suggest that I ever agreed to the continued recognition of Aninchema as Bokunaba. 14. It is equally disturbing that both parties to the mediation were absent at the presentation of this so-called report, which is now being portrayed as having enjoyed their acceptance. 15. One must reasonably ask why duly mandated representatives of the parties were denied the opportunity to comment, an opportunity that could have lent legitimacy to any claimed endorsement, while other organizations were selectively invited instead. 16. To say that I feel betrayed, disappointed, and deeply hurt will be a grave understatement. 17. I am further alarmed by statements attributed to His Excellency the President, suggesting that government intends to issue a definitive position within 24 hours based on this report. 18. Such an approach respectfully will not advance the peace we all seek. I urge the President to engage fully with all parties and with the mediator before taking any action founded upon this deeply flawed document. 19. The contents of the report appear calculated to cast Mampugu in an unjust and unfavorable light, notwithstanding our consistent good faith and commitment to peace. 20. I will not remain passive in the face of what appears to be a carefully orchestrated process conceived long before the commencement of mediation and designed to prejudice Mampugu. 21. Not even an inch of Mampugu's ancestral heritage will be ceded to anyone, especially through an unjust and clearly orchestrated process. 22. I stress that this so-called mediation ended in a clear deadlock with no consensus reached between the parties. 23. The Mampugu side made concessions in good faith to the request of Otumfuo, concessions which were later acknowledged and praised by President John Dramani Mahama. These were nevertheless rejected outright by the Kusasi side, without any attempt to move towards the middle ground that mediation demands. 24. It was therefore my reasonable expectation that any mediation report would remain within the limits prescribed by the Alternative Dispute Resolution Act 2010, Act 795, by reporting the deadlock rather than purporting to reach final determinations or legal conclusions, especially where law was never argued and where the mediator is neither judge nor arbitrator. As at 25, as I have always maintained, I stand firmly for peace and shall continue to pursue the path. However, peace cannot and will not be built upon injustice. 26. I entreat all within Mampugu to continue to remain calm and law-abiding. I remain fully committed to peace, dialogue, and stability in Boko and the wider Mampugu area. However, peace must be founded on law, history, fairness, and consent, not on imposed outcomes or procedurally defective processes. Any sustainable resolution of the Boko chieftaincy dispute must proceed through a transparent and impartial process that respects the historical foundations of Mampugu as a whole, constitutional norms, and the dignity of all traditional authorities. This statement is issued to clarify my position and to prevent misinformation. I urge the media, the public, and all stakeholders to exercise caution and responsibility in characterizing ongoing efforts relating to the Boko chieftaincy dispute. Peace, unity, and justice remain the guiding principles of the Nairi's engagement with the matter. I shall engage with the Otumfuo and with the government of Ghana and will issue a comprehensive statement in due course. And this is signed His Royal Majesty Tidugma Nairi Nabohugu Mahami Abdullahi Sheriga, King of Mamprugu. And it is thumbprinted and stamped. This is the statement coming from the Mamprugu Traditional Council. They outright reject the Boko mediation report as submitted by or presented by Asantehene Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II to President John Dramani Mahama. This is where we have come to on this matter. How do we move forward from here? So let me take you back to the... We will be taking you to the presidency. You see what happened, but then as we wait to have some conversations on this matter, we will look at some other things. But for you, how are you receiving this? For many people, when Otumfuo went to the Jubilee House to present this report to President John Dramani Mahama, it signaled a very positive step in dealing with this matter concerning this Boko chieftaincy seat. Not long after, we started hearing issues in the airwaves, agitations. We do not accept this, we do not agree to it, we do not like it, here and there, only to receive this statement from the Mamprugu Traditional Council outrightly rejecting the matter. Where do we go from here? How is government going to organize itself so that we can see lasting peace? You look at the government report and it talks about how it's going to work so well to implement all that have been recommended in the report to get Boko to its former glory. How do we move on from here? Where do we go from here? We'll be looking at other conversations today on Ghana's deployment. Yesterday, the minority in parliament raised some concerns about our troop deployment to Jamaica. You'll recall that not so long ago, Jamaica was hit with some very hard natural disasters. They really were suffering. If you followed the conversation, it was very worrying. Families who could not find their loved ones, buildings that had been submerged in water, livelihoods that had been lost. People had to find out what they were going to do from here. Government has decided to send some troops. Government has decided to send some troops to go and help in rebuilding. Minority has raised concerns that really, are we in the position to send troops and even send relief items for those who have been affected? We'll do well to have some conversations on that. But before that, let me take you back to Parliament so that you see what happened yesterday. Yesterday into the evening, Parliament was still debating. Let me refresh your memories. We'll come back and have some conversation.
Of the floor. Honorable members, can we all listen to the Foreign Affairs Minister in silence?
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members of this August House, I have the honor to appear before you to present a statement on humanitarian assistance extended by the Republic of Ghana to sister nations since 7 January 2025, pursuant to the foreign policy direction of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, and in accordance with Ghana's long-standing diplomatic tradition of compassion, solidarity, international responsibility, and South-South cooperation. So, Right Honourable Speaker, Ghana's foreign policy has since independence been consistently guided by a profound sense of empathy and a commitment to the dignity of the human person. Our engagement with the international community has never been limited solely to the pursuit of strategic or economic interests. Rather, it has been informed by the conviction that Ghana's moral standing and credibility in global affairs are strengthened when we act with humanity in times of crisis. This enduring ethos reflects the foundational ideals of our republic and continues to shape our conduct in international relations. Ghana's foreign policy recognizes that humanitarian crises, whether arising from natural disasters, armed conflict, or socioeconomic collapse, demand collective responsibility. In responding to such crises, Ghana affirms the principle that the suffering of any people, irrespective of geography or political alignment, calls for solidarity. It is this principle that has underpinned Ghana's humanitarian engagements over the decades and remains central to our actions since 7 January 2025. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's humanitarian diplomacy is neither recent nor incidental. It is an enduring pillar of our foreign policy tradition that transcends political administrations and historical epochs. From the earliest days of independence, successive Ghanaian leaders have demonstrated a clear and consistent willingness to translate Pan-African ideals and global solidarity into concrete acts of material and moral support for people in distress. A seminal example of this tradition is found in the actions of the Osagefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's founder and first president, who in 1958, when the Republic of Guinea courageously voted for immediate independence from France at significant political and economic cost, Ghana responded decisively. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah extended an emergency financial facility of approximately £10 million, together with strong political backing, to support Guinea during its most vulnerable formative period. This gesture, which later evolved into the Ghana-Guinea Union, was one of the earliest and most profound expressions of Pan-African solidarity, demonstrating Ghana's readiness to share its limited resources in defense of African self-determination and dignity. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's humanitarian ethos have also extended well beyond the African continent, following the devastating Great Hanshin Awaji, the Kobe earthquake in Japan in 1995, which claimed thousands of lives and caused extensive destruction. Madame Nana Kunedu Ajiman-Rawlings, then First Lady of the Republic, may her soul rest in perfect peace, mobilized nationwide support on behalf of the people of Ghana through coordinated efforts involving state institutions, civil society, and the private sector. Ghana, led by His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, donated cocoa and other essential supplies to Japan. This act of solidarity was widely acknowledged as a powerful symbol of friendship between two nations, separated by geography but united by shared human values. In 2010, Mr. Speaker, under the leadership of President John Evans Atta Mills, Ghana again demonstrated its humanitarian resolve in response to the catastrophic earthquake that struck Haiti on 12 January 2010. Recognizing the scale of human suffering and infrastructure collapse, the government of Ghana pledged and delivered $3 million in official financial assistance, presented through a formal government check. This contribution reflected Ghana's commitment to international humanitarian responsibility and reinforced its standing as a country willing to act decisively in moments of global crisis. Similarly, in 2017, following the tragic mudslide in Freetown, Sierra Leone, which resulted in significant loss of life and displacement, the government of Ghana, under President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, extended humanitarian assistance valued at approximately $1 million United States dollars. This support included the airlifting of relief items as well as financial assistance aimed at supporting immediate relief and early recovery efforts. the gesture reaffirmed Ghana's solidarity with a sister West African nation and its responsiveness to humanitarian emergencies within the sub-region. Right Honourable Speaker, honourable members will further recall that Ghana's record in international peacekeeping and humanitarian action has long been notable. A salient example, often cited, is the conduct of Ghanaian contingents during the crisis in Rwanda in 1994. Ghanaian peacekeepers played a significant role in protection, evacuation, and humanitarian assistance efforts, even when overall international presence contracted. Ghanaian units were involved in operations that secured humanitarian corridors and assisted with evacuations under extremely fraught circumstances. That history remains a touchstone for our contemporary practice. The choice to act in defense of life and dignity, even when doing so entails risk to personal and material resources. Ghana is fondly celebrated by Rwandans up to this day as the only country that remained to save lives when everybody abandoned them. These historic actions, Mr. Speaker, spanning more than 6 decades, illustrate that Ghana's humanitarian diplomacy is institutional, principled, and deeply rooted in national identity. They demonstrate a consistent belief that solidarity is not merely rhetorical, but must be expressed through tangible support, even in circumstances where resources are constrained. Right Honourable Speaker, it is within this proud and unbroken tradition that Ghana's humanitarian assistance and technical support, extended since 7 January 2025, must be understood. Our actions today are not departures from precedent. They are continuations of a legacy of compassion, leadership, and responsibility that has defined Ghana's engagement in the Committee of Nations. Since 7 January 2025, and in particular through the humanitarian initiative launched by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic, on 7 November 2025, the government of Ghana extended material assistance to 3 countries that have experienced acute humanitarian need: Jamaica, Cuba, and the Republic of Sudan. And these donations came right after a first set of donations to the Palestinians who have suffered the worst form of genocide in recent times. The President presented relief items to representatives of the 3 countries at the presidency, an act that conveyed the solidarity of the Ghanaian people with affected populations and that sought to complement international relief efforts. The donations to Jamaica and Cuba were as a result of the destruction of Hurricane Melissa. And those of you who have followed the devastation of Hurricane Melissa, you found out that over 40 people have died in Jamaica, and analysts say that the devastation is valued at $8.8 billion United States dollars. Mr. Speaker, in Sudan, we have seen that the conflict has gotten out of control and thousands have been displaced. And once again, as a country that believes in reaching out and extending solidarity to our fellow Africans, we decided to make a donation to the good people of Sudan. The aggregate value of relief items presented by the government of Ghana is estimated at 10 million Ghana cedis. This donation was explicitly apportioned for distribution in the ratio of 50% to Jamaica, 30% to Cuba, and 20% to Sudan, reflecting the immediate and pressing needs identified in the respective contexts. The detailed catalogue of donated supplies and partner contributions include foodstuffs and nutritional supplies, 2,400 bags of made-in-Ghana rice produced here, 540 bags of sugar, 100 cartons of fortified Gary mix, These items were selected to address immediate household food needs and to supplement local relief distributions in the early emergency phase. We also supplied health and medical supplies, including 377 boxes of assorted medication, comprising basic essential drugs and first-line medical supplies to support emergency clinics and mobile health units, and to replenish stocks in facilities overwhelmed by displaced populations. The exact medical items were assembled in consultation with public health experts and our medical donors to ensure suitability for the recipient context. Shelter and household items included 500 mattresses, 500 pillows to improve living conditions in temporary shelters, 50,000 t-shirts and assorted clothing items for displaced persons and vulnerable households. We also donated water, sanitation and hygiene equipment, including 20 units of 500-liter water storage tanks, 20 hand washing stations, 10 emergency portable toilets, all intended to reduce the immediate wash risks, limit disease transmission, and facilitate basic sanitary services in shelter areas. Additional consignments, Mr. Speaker, and goodwill items include 3 20-foot containers of assorted Ghanaian products, including our famous cocoa and golden tree chocolates, which are, as you know, brands very much sought after beyond the shores of this country. Mr. Speaker, the delivery and assembly of these items were achieved through close collaboration between government agencies and private sector partners. Corporate and civil society contributors who supported the initiative included, among others, the Ghana Cocoa Board, Cocoa Processing Company, Pharma Nova Ghana, Latex Foam, Farm Masters Global, Terra Prime Group Limited, MTN, Mid-Atlantic, Stanbic Bank, Access Bank, amongst other individuals. Their participation supplemented government resources and enabled a more comprehensive in a timely manner. So, Mr. Speaker, the selection of the items reflect rapid needs assessments conducted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in consultation with recipient diplomatic missions, multilateral humanitarian agencies, and sector specialists. Priority was given to items that, 1, meet immediate survival and health needs, such as food, water, medicine. 2, support short-term shelter and basic households comfort, such as the mattresses, clothing, and pillows we provided. And 3, reducing public health risks, such as the wash facilities that we supplied. The distribution on the ground, Mr. Speaker, was entrusted to the recipient governments and, where appropriate, to recognize humanitarian implementing partners able to manage logistics and ensure that the goods would reach priority groups. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ghanaian diplomatic missions involved requested distribution plans and periodic utilization reports from recipient authorities to enhance transparency and to ensure that the intended beneficiaries receive the assistance. The humanitarian initiative, Mr. Speaker, was coordinated at the highest level. The Presidency and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs initiated a gesture and worked closely to assemble, package, and dispatch the items. Logistical arrangements for collection, packaging, and temporary storage were carried out through a combination of government warehouses and partner facilities, while the ministry ensured that diplomatic clearances, customs documentation, and transport protocols were addressed in advance to minimize delays at ports of exit. The United Nations agencies in Ghana and the International Red Cross Society assisted Ghana in shipping the relief items to their destinations. Right Honourable Speaker, this morning, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama participated in a historic farewell parade at the Jubilee Lounge at the Kotoka International Airport to deploy a contingent of 54 Army engineers and 5 medical doctors drawn from the 48th Engineers Regiment and affiliated units to Jamaica to assist with the construction and recovery efforts. The mission's mandate also includes the assessment and repair of damaged public infrastructure, emergency restoration of critical access routes, stabilization works in landslide-prone locations, and support for shelter reconstruction. The medical doctors will provide surge medical capacity in coordination with Jamaican health authorities and humanitarian health partners, including primary care, emergency treatment, and interventions to mitigate disease risks among displaced and affected populations. The contingent have been airlifted by the United States military aircraft C-17 under agreed logistics support arrangements. The agreed movement schedule is as follows. The aircraft is scheduled to depart the Kotoka International Airport within the next few hours and to land in Kingston, Jamaica tomorrow, the 18th of December 2025. Right, Honourable Speaker, upon arrival in Kingston, the contingent will operate under the coordination framework agreed with the government of Jamaica and with the support of Ghana's diplomatic representatives accredited to Jamaica. Operational reception will be conducted and will include clearance processes, customs facilitation for equipment, and assignment of areas of operation in consultation with local, municipal, and emergency management authorities. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, together with the Ministry of Defense, will maintain situational awareness and provide diplomatic and logistical support to the contingent throughout its mission. Regular operational reports and after-action assessments will be furnished the Office of the President and to the Parliament of Ghana as appropriate. Right, Honourable Speaker, at this juncture, I would like to express our profound gratitude to President Donald Trump, the government, and the people of the United States of America for providing the C-17 special aircraft to transport our gallant troops, medical staff, and the logistics, which include tents, refrigerators, generators, rations, amongst others, to Kingston, Jamaica. This is yet another demonstration of the great relations between Ghana and the United States of America. Ghana and the United States of America's partnership is definitely good for humanity. I wish to offer special gratitude to our gallant soldiers. The annals of Ghana's history will reflect their sacrifice and their service to Ghana, to Jamaica, and to humanity. They indeed make us proud, and all patriotic Ghanaians feel very, very proud. This is indeed Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, the black race proud. Right, Honourable Speaker, honourable members of this august House, these enhanced and consequential humanitarian gestures were deliberate expressions of Ghana's diplomatic identity and values. In a global environment marked by increasing humanitarian needs and diminishing international attention, Ghana's actions carry significant moral and diplomatic weight. They signal Ghana's refusal to be indifferent to suffering and its determination to remain a responsible and compassionate actor on the international stage. Such actions also serve to strengthen our bilateral relations, reinforce mutual trust, and enhance Ghana's standing within multilateral fora. By aligning humanitarian assistance with diplomatic engagement, Ghana demonstrates its foreign policy is both principled and pragmatic. It's rooted in values of empathy, solidarity, brotherhood, and compassion, while being attentive to global realities. Right, Honourable Speaker, as humanitarian crises continue to challenge the international community, Ghana remains resolute in its commitment to act where it can to make a meaningful difference. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will continue to work towards strengthening Ghana's capacity for timely humanitarian response, deepening partnerships with international and regional actors, and ensuring that solidarity remains a defining feature of our foreign policy. Right, Honourable Speaker, honourable members, Ghana's humanitarian assistance since 7 January 2025 reflects who we are as a nation: principled, humane, caring, and responsible. In extending support to Palestine, to Cuba, to Jamaica, and to Sudan, Ghana has reaffirmed its belief that solidarity is not optional and that empathy is an essential instrument of diplomacy. Right Honorable Speaker, Ghana's foreign policy will be defined by not how much we can take from others, but by how much we can share with others. I express my gratitude for the continued support of Parliament in advancing a foreign policy that upholds Ghana's values and responsibilities in the Committee of Nations. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, that is the statement from the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs. Leadership should guide me as to the number of comments we should take.
Speaker, there's an agreement. So 3 from each side, leadership in addition, making it 4 on each side. So 4 on each side. 3, leadership.
Very well. I will now welcome comments, and the comments must be briefed and must not breach the rules. Yes, Honorable Samuel Awujinapo, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me thank the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs for making this statement and updating the House on happenings relating to foreign policy. So, Speaker, there are 2 fundamental points which come out of the statement the Minister made. The first one, Mr. Speaker, is the absolute need and necessity that government and the exercise of executive power must be done, Mr. Speaker, within the framework of the legislature and parliament. And it's important that when government acts, particularly when government acts as it relates to foreign policy, the executive must carry parliament along, where necessary must seek parliamentary approval, must appraise parliament, and must update parliament. Mr. Speaker, and therefore, I think it's important for me to underscore the point that it took the intervention of the Honorable Minority Leader for the Minister to come and brief this House. And Mr. Speaker, as ranking member for Foreign Affairs, I think Hansard should capture and I should put on record that the Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, can do better in terms of parliamentary engagement. Mr. Speaker, including in particular the Committee on Foreign Affairs. Mr. Speaker, the Minister is a senior member of this House, and the Minister should know that when it comes to the conduct of our foreign policy, Mr. Speaker, he commends President Trump and the United States. President Trump cannot take any major, fundamental, definitive foreign policy action without briefing Congress and briefing the Committee of Congress on Foreign Relations. The Prime Minister of Britain cannot do that. Mr. Speaker, so yes, Ghana's government is being humanitarian gestures across the world. The important point the Minister should take from this House is that the minister should make it a point to carry Parliament with him in the conduct of his business, first at the committee level and second at the plenary. It should not take the intervention of the minority leader for the minister to come and brief this House on such fundamental, important decisions of the executive and government when it relates to foreign policy. He says President Mahama, His Excellency President Mahama, conducted a ceremony this morning at the seat of the presidency of our country and saw troops of Ghanaian troops Ghana men and women of the Ghana Armed Forces, Mr. Speaker, the first body within the polity of Ghana, within the state of Ghana, that should be briefed before any other person is briefed, should be the Parliament of Ghana, the legislature of Ghana, the representatives of the people. This house should have been briefed first, before even the ceremony was held. The ceremony is held, the troops are sent, it takes the minority leader to prompt the minister to come to the house. Not good enough, Mr. Speaker. I think the minister can do better. Secondly, and finally, Mr. Speaker, every foreign policy tries on credibility. And you can get credibility out of your foreign policy, Mr. Speaker, when you are principled. Mr. Speaker, if it is good in Benin, it's good in Burkina Faso. If it's bad in Niger, it is bad in Mali. Mr. Speaker, principled diplomacy is absolutely important. I have here in my hands, Mr. Speaker, I have here in my hands a publication which indicates, the minister talks about sending troops to Jamaica, a publication which indicates that the government has taken a decision to send troops within the framework of ECOWAS to support the efforts by ECOWAS to
Honourable
restore...
Member, you have done exactly 5 minutes, so conclude.
Mr. Speaker, if I may conclude, just a minute to conclude. As a ranking member, as you know, Mr. Speaker, this is very much in my turf. With the greatest respect, if I could just conclude on this. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for your indulgence. Mr. Speaker, and these are very weighty matters, and I believe these are matters of national importance. Mr. Speaker, the government is taking a decision to send troops within the framework of ECOWAS to help or assist in the restoration and consolidation of democracy in Benin, in the Republic of Benin. Mr. Speaker, I support that move. There's absolutely no two ways about that. That the government of Ghana should be working with ECOWAS to ensure that democracy prevails in the region. But Mr. Speaker, if a coup is bad in Benin, a coup must be bad in Burkina Faso, it must be bad in Mali, it must be bad in Niger. Mr. Speaker, it must be bad in Guinea-Bissau. Mr. Speaker, I am happy that the Honourable Minister for Foreign Affairs, the former ranking member for Foreign Affairs, 3-term member of Parliament, Mr. Speaker, 4-term member of Parliament, sorry, 4th-term member of Parliament, as Minister for Foreign Affairs, is found it necessary to move from the foreign policy of Juviasem to the foreign policy of interventionism. But it's important that if we decide to intervene within the framework of ECOWAS, Mr. Speaker, a coup in Benin is bad. We should restore democracy in Benin. So is it bad in Burkina Faso. So is it bad in Mali. So is it bad in Niger. So is it bad in Guinea-Bissau. We cannot flip-flop when it comes to foreign policy. We cannot have double standards when it comes to foreign policy. We cannot choose and pick. The principle must stand. A coup anywhere in West Africa is bad. And the Ghanaian government should insist on that and ensure that our foreign policy is credible and principled. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Rashid Pelpo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to come by the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Speaker, of late, the Minister of Foreign Affairs took some key decisions about Ghana's foreign policy that has given Ghana a very important recognition throughout Africa and has made Ghanaians very, very proud of him. Mr. Speaker, of late, the support of Ghana, of the suffering people of Palestine during the period of their genocide is a key area we are proud of when he took key decisions along with the government of Ghana to support them and did so with a lot of commitment. Mr. Speaker, again, Ghana's decision to support Jamaica, Ghana's decision to support Cuba, Ghana's decision to provide scholarships for the rest of Africa needing support to come to read higher courses in Ghana, to study in higher courses in Ghana, are all key areas we'll commend the minister for. In fact, he has distinguished himself and has shown the real character of Ghana in our commitment to liberation, in our commitment to extend support, humanitarian support to other countries. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's foreign policy is properly defined during the Nkrumah's regime when we took up the real challenge of liberating Ghana and helping to liberate the rest of Africa. We recall very, very clearly what he did for other countries, that he opened up our universities for Mugabe and other people from ANC and other countries to come to Ghana, study how to fight and liberate their countries, to come to Ghana and do so freely, studied freely, and went back to help their liberation struggles. Mr. Speaker, in the case of the Democratic Republic of Congo then, we recall what Ghana did for them. Mr. Speaker, when Congo was deserted by the United Nations, Lumumba called on the president of Ghana to support him. We sent troops there, we sent our army there, we sent helicopter there. He asked for more, we gave him everything he asked for. The Ghanaian military was there in Congo to support them. Mr. Speaker, it distinguished Ghana as one country that will fight to the hilt to support another African country. Not very long ago, Mr. Speaker, we sent troops, we deployed troops to Liberia, we sent them police, we sent them army personnel, we sent them military observers. We did so for Sierra Leone, we did so for Liberia, we did so for the Côte d'Ivoire, we did so for Mali. If you see a combination of all these things happening, it tells you that this is not just a country seeking to mind its own affairs. It is a country willing to go the extra length to support another African country. That character of Ghana, Mr. Speaker, cannot be forgotten. And I'm very happy that throughout the present regime, administration of the present foreign minister, we have seen Ghana coming back to its real definition.
Honourable member, conclude.
To its real definition of fighting to give Ghana a place in the affairs of the world. Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity, but let me just say that our commitment must stay beyond this regime. It has a definition of what Ghana's foreign policy is. It shouldn't just be a regime and then the next regime there is a complete changeover. And I'm happy that what is written down now by what they are doing must stay and be historical and will have a value in who we are. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Ntimfoyo. It's now 6 minutes after 6. You have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to comment. And at the outset, to commend highly the Minority Leader Osahin Afenyo-Markin for insisting, and the caucus, the Minority Caucus, for insisting that the minister comes to brief the House, and to thank you for your magnanimity in accepting that request. Mr. Speaker, the scripture says, love your neighbor as yourself. But the scripture did not say, love your neighbor more than yourself. The decision that was taken to deploy troops to Benin was taken without recourse to this House. The decision to deploy troops to Jamaica was taken without recourse to this House. We even had to force the minister to come and brief us. That is not good enough, Mr. Speaker. At a time when very serious conflicts have devastated Binyiri, Bole Bamboy, Saula, Kalbatuna, which death toll far exceed, with the greatest of sensitivity to what has happened in Jamaica, which death toll far exceed what has happened in Jamaica, with over 48,000 Ghanaian citizens having been displaced, with 23,000 of them becoming refugees. For the first time in history, we have had a conflict that has displaced Ghanaians. 13,000 becoming refugees in Ivory Coast, 10,000 becoming refugees in Burkina Faso. We did not hear about government intervention to bring back our compatriots and to reintegrate the 48,000 that were displaced. We did not hear about government intervention to reconstruct Binyiri for the many houses that were burnt down, for the many households that lost their place of dwelling. All we had was President sending an equivalent of $9,800 to the refugees in Ivory Coast when the minister visited. $9,800. And here we are quick to mobilize aid and to fly them to Jamaica. And when we are asking, we took it from Cocobot, we took it from, so all these organizations that you mobilized aid from, couldn't you have mobilized aid for people who were displaced at Binyiri? We are so concerned about Jamaica. We are so concerned about people far away. When you failed the people of Binyiri, when as we speak, the government has not even been able to account for the exact number of refugees who have returned. How many engineers, 48 engineers, Mr. Speaker, were deployed to Binyiri to assist in reconstruction efforts? None. They did not. What is the distance from Accra, even Tamale, to Binyiri? And yet, no military engineers were deployed. But we are quick to put them in C7 or C17 or C19 and fly them. Mr. Speaker, that is not good enough. Outside gentility, home cry. Outside gentility, President Mahama and his foreign minister Okujetu Ablakwa are demonstrating what we call outside gentility, home cry. 148,000 of your own brothers and sisters in the president's own backyard. Binyiri have lost their homes because of Infusionim, Mr. Speaker, to wait face looking. You have deployed 53 soldiers. The minister failed to even indicate how long the soldiers stay in Jamaica and the cost to the taxpayer. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, we must be sensitive about our own home affairs. We must be sensitive to the plight of our brothers and sisters. We must not be quick in impressing people when our own backyard, people are crying, people are lost, people have died. We failed to show benevolence. We failed to show support. And even up to now, they are crying for support. You go to Bako, many communities are cut from common social amenities. We are not minded to support them. But yet,
your time is up.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Let me be gender sensitive. Honorable Vladifa Gomashi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to commend highly the statement made by the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa, who is also the MP for North Tong. Mr. Speaker, the importance of coming to the aid of countries that are faced with force majeure, one that I personally applaud. And my reason is simple. Mr. Speaker, you will recall the number of times I've called you yourself when, as a first-timer, I faced challenges with the devastation of the tidal waves, and the number of times you had to come to my aid to help me provide for my constituents. Mr. Speaker, I am not surprised that this policy, this humanitarian policy, is thriving under His Excellency I am not surprised that humanitarian policy is going on under His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, because he showed that same commitment when my people faced devastation from the tidal waves. Comrades and colleagues will recall the truckloads of support that came to us, and also when VRA spilled its water and our compatriots were struggling. I'm not surprised at all that His Excellency has taken this decision to go and support the people of Jamaica. Ghana is known as a Pan-African hub. We have 3 giants buried in this country: Kwame Nkrumah, George Padmore, and Du Bois. And we cannot turn away when Africans are suffering around the world. It doesn't matter whether they are on the continent or they are in the diaspora. What is important is that they are Afro-descendants, and it is our responsibility to look out for our people. And it is for that reason that I'm truly excited that the Minister for Foreign Affairs finds it expedient to go to the aid of our comrade Africans who are struggling. In other, we say that meaning that to which let's take care of the issues that concern our people. And then after we have done that, we can start coming and be focusing on the periphery. The real issue is that Africans were in distress, and the champion of Pan-Africanism in the person of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and his Minister for Foreign Affairs find it prudent to go and rescue our people in their time of need. We cannot be saying always that we are Christians in the majority in this country, and when human beings, especially Africans, are suffering, we will use bureaucracy, red tapeism, and what have you before we respond to them. I have suffered that as an MP for Ketu South, where the tidal waves devastated my community for 4 years. In one particular time, the tidal waves hit us 3 times in a year. And it took forever for us to respond to the needs of the people of Ketu South. And so I want to commend highly the statement made by Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, and to urge him to continue to go to the rescue of Africans, because we cannot in one breath be taking credit for being the leader and the first to get independence and helping other African countries to get their independence, and then when they are in trouble, we have a to their aid. So Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, thank you very much for your statement, and God bless our homeland Ghana. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, it's the last opportunity, left side.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity. And also, Mr. Speaker, to thank the minority leader for the minister here by virtue of his advocacy and the need for national issues sensitive like this to be discussed in let it house or this part of or this side of the house. It's not against demonstrating to the world that in fact we are the star of Africa, or we are the beacon of hope, because we understand so that some of these things, these gestures, the Speaker, I mean, gives us a sense of national pride, gives us a sense of diplomatic relations, and it builds international cooperation. We understand. Mr. Speaker, what we abhor is the principle. Mr. Speaker, not too long ago, I happened to be the international relations director for NADMO. Then there was a flood, a landslide in Sierra Leone that government through NADMO had to go and support them. Mr. Speaker, we had members of the other side telling us that we have not done everything we have to do for our people back here. Why are we so interested and very concerned about people who are not Ghanaians or foreigners? Mr. Speaker, and most of these people that led some of this crusade are now in the hands of affairs of this government. Mr. Speaker, the point and the issue here is the principle. The point and the issue here is the inconsistency. Mr. Speaker, yesterday you were admonishing the government to pay critical attention to people and members or Ghanaians who have issues here. Today you deem it fit to go and support outsiders when there are critical issues here. Mr. Speaker, not too long ago, the budget, 2025 budget, the Speaker listed or stated that 245.5 million Ghana cedis were earmarked for the Akosomo Dam victim. But that fund never went to Akosomo Dam victim. But today, we have been able to mobilize all these amount of monies, billions of Ghana cedis, to go and support people outside this country. Mr. Speaker, this is clear institutional democracy, outside gentility, home cry. And that is the issue. Mr. Speaker, the minister's own constituency, they are part of this Akosomo Dam spillage. Yet the amount earmarked for them didn't go. So, Mr. Speaker, let it be on record that this side of the house is not against anything that will give us a particular no, but we are against the hypocrisy, we are against the double standard, we are against the lack of principle behind some of these things. Mr. Speaker, the rest of the matters have been handled by my senior colleagues. I want to thank you and thank my minority leader for making this critical issue come to the fore for us to discuss and make critical point of it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm grateful.
Honorable Soini.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to comment on the statement by the Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs.
Well, so welcome back from Parliament. You heard the debate in there. The minority says that we have critical needs in the country that have yet to be dealt with, and so it is quite unnecessary to be deploying our military and also sending relief items to Jamaica. We should look at home. We should deal with the issues we have at home before looking outside. But also, these are people who were struck by a hurricane, and so they are now building themselves post-hurricane. And so for some, it seems that it's quite insensitive from the minority to raise concerns like that, because we always receive, don't we also want to give? These are some of the conversations. We had hoped to speak with the minority. Unfortunately, we were unable to speak with the guest who had been scheduled to speak with us today. We look forward to speaking with them the more. 48th Engineering Regiment of the Ghana Armed Forces. The minority says that it was undertaken without approval, so there is concerns from that side. These concerns about accountability, transparency of funds on the side of their deployment of troops, it did not go through the right processes. But however, the sending of items, minority says that we should look within. If we are unable to solve our issues, how can we solve outside issues? You cannot pour from a cup that is empty. That is where the minority is coming from. Well, that'll be all for this segment of the show. Let me open the phone line so that you can call and share your thoughts on these matters. The teachers say that they are owed 11-month salaries. Their salaries are yet to be paid. How are they managing? You're a parent, your child goes to school and their teacher has not been paid. Every day your child goes to school, I'm sure they'll come home and tell you that today my teacher was unhappy. And you don't know why. It is because their salaries have not been paid. Call us on 053-916-160. And I have quite a number of messages from teachers here on Facebook, and I will read them to our hearing. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Call us and share your thoughts with us on the conversations we've been having today, especially on the teachers' salaries, right after this break.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, come see you. Where Jessica? My friend, see the phone.
It's the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telecel Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Amacho, sister no man ko. When is campaign? Sister no man ko. If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto etiaka. Inti ene, wono ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh no abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. A delicious tomato mix with tomato, pepper, and onion. No grinding, no blending. Ya yen na da da da. So pa mediane no abin. Come on, Gino, do your magic. And papa, no kunu abefi.
Tasty magic.
And your daddy trying to kiss keke.
Gino Magic Pepper and Onion. The magic that brings them home.
This advert is FDA approved.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. Call us on 0539161609 and share your thoughts with us. Teachers' 11-month salaries have not been paid. Some say their staff IDs have not even been issued them. 0539161609. Are you a teacher? Call us and share your thoughts with us. Your parents, your guardian, you are Ghanaian. Share your thoughts on this matter. But let me read some comments on Facebook for you. From Afo Raymond Dunute. Afo Raymond says, release our staff IDs. Release the rest of the staff IDs. And that is what Raymond is saying. Emmanuel Gamega sends this message. He says, good morning, please. We wish to respectfully bring to your attention that there are 240 posted teachers who have still not been onboarded to date. I'll come back to your comment. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Simon, how are you?
What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Accra. Nasir Mohammed.
Mohammed, thank you for calling. Share your thoughts with us.
I want to talk some issues, small issue. Boku issue.
What is it?
Boku issue.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Okay. Or two for the thing where you declare the no good. Now Boku will know a peace.
Good, Mohammed.
We don't get peace at all.
Why is it not good? Mohammed, tell me why it's not good.
Yeah. The way our father Otufo declared the thing, you know, good.
Why is the declaration not good? What is the problem with the declaration?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, yesterday, I beg you to hear me. Yesterday night, then go burn some Wale spokesperson, then go burn the house. They go take money chop. Otufo give that money with car. So I beg, you see, this something I want. I told you, let everybody to hear. Otufo, you declare for Boku peace, Charlie. Boku supposed to make peace. But now we do Accra, we know people house. We know people house.
Okay, Mohammed, thank you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Well, that's Mohammed's thoughts on the Boko mediation report that the Otumfuo State the second presented to President John Dramani Mahama. You can call us and also share your thoughts. 0539161609. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Yendi.
I'm unable to hear you. Kindly speak up.
I'm calling from Yendi.
From Yendi, what is your name, sir?
Yusuf.
Yusuf, let's hear you.
I disagree, Mohammed.
Okay.
You just said.
Why do you disagree with him? Let's hear.
Because if you don't find peace for yourself, nobody can find peace for you.
Okay.
So if you disagree, then you have to find yourself whether you sit in the Kusasi or Mamprisi and sort out some of the one you disagree. Me, my heart has view for that. Assenting, mitigation and things. You understand? As a people, you have to find peace for yourself. When you are house, family house, you have a problem. You want to out and build your house. Don't think that the family house you live in, your house you are going to build. Think twice. Or the same thing you are run away for your family house, meet you for your own house. You have to think twice. So, Mohammed should think twice. Find peace for yourself between you, Kusaso, or between you and one person.
All right.
Whether you like it, you don't like it. Nairi, you were responsible for Boku Town. That's a fact. But what if Mohammed disagrees, I disagree with him because I don't know Boku. You Mohammed know Boku. I know from the Boku. So you have to find a peace for yourself. No one can find a peace for you. So thank you, madam.
All right.
Opportunity.
Thank you, Yusuf, for sharing your thoughts with us. We appreciate you. 0539161609. Call us and share your thoughts. But I was reading this comment from Emmanuel Gamega. Emmanuel says, we wish to respectfully bring to your attention that there are over 240 posted teachers who have still not been onboarded to date.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Muniru and I'm calling from Bukuta. Currently I'm in Accra. My name is Normal Soldier. That's the name that they used to call me.
All right, Muniru. Thank you so much for calling. Share your thoughts with us.
Because I am a blood of Boku.
Okay.
They born me in Boku. I grew in Boku. I do everything in Boku. Currently I'm in Accra.
Okay.
We were all looking at the mediation of Otumfuo, but right now Otumfuo has come out and tell us that he is declaring the case for his favor, not to follow the right thing and declare the case. And Otumfuo, the respect that we were giving to him, I think that the respect is just breaking from the day that he announced what he was saying. We don't have any fight with Asante, but Otumfuo, he is calling fight between Mankuru and Asante, because now we know that we are fighting with Asante and the president of Ghana. Those are the people that we are fighting with.
Calm down. Muniru, please calm down. Muniru,
yes, I keep on coming down.
Yes, there's no fight in the country. There's no fight. The situation in Boko affects all of us as a people. And so if you disagree, that is fine, but you are not fighting with anybody and nobody is fighting with you. Ghana is one and we all want the peace and stability and the growth of Boko.
Okay. Ghana is one, we do that. But when we go out from Boko, the Maputo people, they are killed, they are more than 50. And the Kusa is only that one sitting with his father. Can you imagine? Boko started with the only two of them. Right. We are small boys, but what we are seeing said, we know the right. Not you or two for a big man like that, they know you everywhere. But look at the details that you are giving us. Because I swear to God, if he did not come out and tell the truth, we will fight with Asante people till we die. Everywhere we see Asante people.
Muniru, we do not accept that here. And when I open the phone lines and give you the opportunity to speak, it is not to stoke violence in any way. We distance ourselves, we unequivocally distance ourselves from these comments from Muniru. No, Muniru, no, I will not even allow you to continue with your comment. I'll give the opportunity to another person. We are talking about mediation. We do not want to increase violence. No, that is unfair, that is not right. If we have any concerns concerning the report, there are appropriate channels to go through, not to come on ABC News Ghana, ABC in the morning, and then issue threats. We sincerely apologize. I sincerely apologize to you, my viewers, for these threats that Muniru has made. I'm so sorry that these comments came from here, and we distance ourselves from these comments. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Kindly turn off your TV so that you can hear us. Okay, we have lost the caller. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Let me continue with my comments. Gamega, beg your pardon. Emmanuel Gamega says that we wish to respectfully bring to your attention that there are over 240 posted teachers who have still not been onboarded to date. Since the period of revocation up to now, we have made every possible effort to follow up with the Ghana Education Service. However, it is unfortunate that our concerns and plights have largely gone unanswered. On 22nd October 2025, we once again met with the Director General of Education at GES, who emphatically assured us that the appointments issued by the former Director General, yet not onboarded, would be replaced by new appointment letters. Gamega, I will continue with your message, but let me pick this caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ashoma Estate. My name is Kofi Kenata.
Kofi Kenata. All right, let's hear you. Hello, you. Oh, Kofi Kinata from Ashoma Estate. You've dropped the call. I mean, that is my area too. I'll come and look for you. Whoever Kofi Kinata is, I'll come and look for you. Thank you for calling. Let me continue with the comments. To our great surprise and disappointment, just last Saturday, the Public Relations Officer of GES issued a letter stating that GES is not issuing new appointments or selling teaching forms. It's not issuing any appointments or selling teaching slots to new individuals. This claim contradicts the reality on the ground, as it is evident that new appointment letters are still being issued to new persons, and we have evidence to support this. Rather than replacing the affected appointments as promised, GES appears to be issuing fresh appointments to new individuals, while those of us who received our appointment letters as far back as November last year remain at home without onboarding. This situation is unfair, deeply disheartening, and unjust. We humbly appeal to GES to do the right thing and honor its commitment to those who have patiently waited and followed due process. And this is coming from Emmanuel Gamega. I'll read the more comments as we go on. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV so that we can have a very smooth conversation.
Hello, good morning.
Kindly turn down the volume of your TV. I want to hear you, sir. Hello, good morning. Oh, we have lost the caller. When you call, I plead with you to turn down the volume of your TV or even turn it off. After our conversation, you can go back to watching. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi. Hello.
Hello. Kofi Kenata, is that you?
My name is Jenkins.
Your name is? Well, I seem to be having some young audiences. Thank you for watching. But when you call me, please turn down the volume of your TV so that I can hear you okay. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Good morning. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Usman, calling from Medina.
Usman, let's hear you. Usman, I can hear you. Please go on and speak. Oh, we have lost Usman. Let me continue with my Facebook comments. This is from Eric Menu. Eric says, the government has money to buy sanitary pads for students and teachers who have worked for 30 months have been paid just 1 month. What kind of country are we building? That is from Eric Menu. Abdul Mumin Hamza says, we are still waiting for the remaining staff IDs. We've worked for a year, others even more than, yet we are not having our staff IDs. Hello, good morning. Keep losing my callers. Well, 053-916-1609, 053-916-1609. Call us and share your thoughts with us. A few more calls and we will usher in the sports segment. Call us and share your thoughts with us. 053-916-1609. Let's hear what you two have to say on the show this morning. Call us and share your thoughts with us. Would love so much to hear from you. Would love to hear from you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, please, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Kofi Kena.
Kofi Kena. Kofi Kena,
yes.
You are calling from Ashoman Estate?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear you. What do you want to say on the show?
Our IDs, we have worked for a long time and our IDs, we have not been paid.
Kofi Kena, you are a teacher?
Yes.
Oh, you sound really young. You sound really young. We thought you were an adolescent. Oh, well, Kofi says he's worked so hard, his IDs have not come. Now I'm bothered because he sounds so young. I thought he was a student himself, but he says he's a teacher. Kofi Kena, I'd love to hear from you. Kindly call back and let's hear what you two have to say on this matter. Very interesting. Sometimes you are caught by surprise by the voice. Very, very interesting. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Call us and share your thoughts. The teachers are really bothered. They are worried. Their staff IDs are not in. Working, I just cannot fathom it, huh? Working a whole year and not receiving your salaries. That's quite disheartening. We'll still be knocking on the doors of GES to find out what they're doing about this matter. We had hoped to speak with the PRO for GES today. Unfortunately, we've called and not been able to establish contact with him. So, Mr. Daniel Fenny, if you're listening to us, would love so much to have a conversation with you concerning the issues that the teachers have raised. That's all for Ghana Speaks this morning. After this very quick break, the latest in the world of sports is up next. Stay with us.
Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes.
He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used,
the more money he makes.
Oh yes. So, what are you waiting for?
Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money.
Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the Talking Point. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
It's time for the latest in the world of sports. Eugene Oforisoti joins me here. Eugene, yesterday you had a very interesting sports world.
Yeah, I think one of the best episodes of Sports World.
If you say so yourself.
Yeah. And I think it was the most well-produced AFCON show so far in the country. Because Ghana. Yeah, oh no, I've watched all the channels this past week, or in December, all the sports channels, and so far I don't think we've gotten any sports station to give us the kind of coverage we gave to the AFCON. I don't think any TV station in this country has interviewed any of the AFCON coaches. I think yesterday we outdid ourselves. All right. I think the other TV stations have set the bar here. I think we are here. We've set the bar high.
Hey, you know what? You know, that's one of the things I love about the sports team here, right? They do not mince their words. Yeah. I like that.
We go over and beyond. Yeah.
I mean, so had Ghana qualified, you know.
By this time, I would have been coming to you live from Rabat with some. By this time, I would have been interviewing whoever.
Like Makion would have been here.
Makion would have been in this seat, and I would have been in Rabat. And then
it's this week that I've really felt the pain of Ghana not qualifying.
And it saddens me when I see some countries like Zimbabwe and Uganda and Tanzania, Benin at the AFCON, and Ghana. It shall be well.
Because I was saying yesterday that if it's AFCON that I'm feeling this way, I can't imagine how Nigeria will be feeling when it's time for the World Cup.
Exactly. And so you see the way the country is quiet. We are not seeing any promo for AFCON. But this I would have seen a few of the adverts.
Actually, would have been one like
exactly. And there's nothing happening. When it gets to the World Cup as well, our noisy neighbors take it away. So, welcome to today's sports segment on ABC in the morning. Today it will be an AFCON heavy show. We'll first kick off with the arrivals of the various national teams to Morocco. Remember, the AFCON begins on Sunday, 21st December, where Morocco, the host nation, will take on Comoros. We'll give you the arrivals of the various national teams. Let's start from the Eagles of Mali. They were the first national team to arrive, even though Uganda arrived earlier. Let's have the arrival of Mali